Okay.
All right. And like I said, this isn't, you know, me doing it for you. It's just kind of having a how-to kind of guide.
Right.
It sounds like they sent a YouTube video anyway. So,
Yeah. It's just obviously I can't like talk to the person like I can you or ask questions. It's kind of like and it's not very, I mean, he doesn't like say, okay, we're going to do this for this reason. He kind of just clicks it and like just kind of moves on. So I'm like, whoa, wait, I'm what? Now, this sales dashboard, is this like a actual like legit thing that or is this one of them things that you'll never see in the real world?
no, actually, this I wouldn't really call this what I'm going to show you a dashboard. What we're going to do, I think the best way to handle this is something called a pivot table.
Okay.
And a pivot table takes a bunch of data, which is what we have, and it summarizes it in a way that you can get your head around it, and then you can start to um, pull some insights out of it based upon different calculations that you can make even within the pivot table. Um,
Okay.
now, I mean, he's not talking about like when I think about a dashboard in
Yeah,
the,
like here,
the
I'll show you and I guess this is what they are showing me a dashboard should look like. I mean, I don't know if they're wanting ours to look just like this. This is what the video is showing us how to. Oh, here, let me
here, I'll
just
give you
because.
control if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If do you have it on your laptop?
Yeah.
And okay. All right. All right. I am making you the host.
Okay. I'll show you. Oh, wait. I got so many passwords here.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I understand.
One of them will be right. Oh, wait. It's hard to remember all of them. Because I don't want to have the same password for everything. Okay. All right. So yeah, marketing manager. You can see my screen?
No, there should be
Oh, okay.
a green arrow, and you can
Okay.
just click
Let
that,
me,
and then you can select the
oh, here we
screen.
go. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. This okay,
Okay.
got it.
Okay. So down here, this is oh wait, here it is right here.
Yep.
And then down here, this is what they're saying it should look like.
Okay. Well, we can do some stuff like that.
I
Uh,
mean, I'm guessing that's what like this video is showing you how to make it look like this. And then in the instructions, it says submit the Excel file containing the final dashboard along with a sheet demonstrating the thoroughness of your analysis. And so I'm assuming that this right here is what she's wanting us to submit.
yeah, we can do. So the short answer is we can do that. That's not going to be hard. Now, when I think about a dashboard, it is web-based, like you're coding in HTML and
Yeah.
that I don't know how to do, but what I think would suffice is what I'm going to show you. Uh,
Okay.
so
I'm trying to stop sharing here.
I'll let me see if I can
Okay.
grab the control
So
from you. Let's see.
And this is kind of one of the things that somebody because there's a guy who teaches at the university that I work at. He's also taking this class, but he's about a almost 2 years into his doctorate program, and he was like, the amount of work he can tell a huge difference between a master level course and a doctorate level course as far as the workload. Like this, we got to do all this stuff, and I'm like, not only do I have to do this, but then we have like a paper, but like on the doctorate level, it's like I have one paper or something. It's just crazy, but
Oh, dude, trust me, you're preaching to the choir, man. It
yeah,
it
but
is a let's say so. I'm trying to recapture. Um, I don't know if you can. You should be able to see participants down at the bottom, and then if you click on that, you'll see my name and your name over on the right-hand side.
yeah.
And then if you click on my name,
Hmm.
you should be able to give me host privileges back. Oh, there we go. Sweet. All right. Here we go. All right. So
Okay.
let's get to the main event here. All right. So I know there's a bunch of junk here. We're gonna not worry about that right now. We know we've got a bunch of stuff we got to go figure out. First thing we want to do, can you see this right here?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the way I was trained by a Procter and Gamble executive many years ago. And I don't know that it's necessarily the right way, but it was the way that he taught me to deal with data sets like this to kind of rationalize them and get your head around them.
Okay.
So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit wider so I can see what's going on here. Okay. Um, I know in the Word doc, they go through the definitions of all this junk, right? So you got,
Yeah.
which, okay, we'll worry about that later. One thing I like to do just from a readability standpoint is I'll like take the header and maybe make it yellow. Um, now, another thing that we can do is I like to be able to see, well, how many records are there? So if I click on this first cell and then I all the way down to the bottom, it looks like there are 999 records, so 1,000 records. So I just like to have, let's be precise, 999 records. So, okay, that's interesting. We kind of have an idea of how big this thing is. Okay.
So now this whole thing that I'm looking at, is this just like a report of all the sales that they've made, or like exactly what is this?
Yeah, so what it looks like is that um, this looks like this is um, a sales report that it looks like it is on well, see, here's the dates, right? So, uh,
Okay.
yeah, so what is this, like January 6th,
2021.
or I can't, maybe it's June 1st of 21, right? So we're kind of trying to get an
Oh
understanding.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
what we're trying to do is we're trying to get an understanding of what the heck's going on here. So, we
Right.
we got different segments, okay? Retail, wholesale, online, whatever. And then you've got customer ID. So that would be like a unique identifier to that customer. So it looks like customer 002 is Grace. Grace. Okay. Looks like 003 is Eve. Okay. And looks like Grace bought this product ID from this discount band. So it probably depending on when I think about discount band, there's like account grade. So the way I usually explain that is, if you've got 1 million Sky Miles, then you're going to be a Platinum Delta flyer.
Right.
And you're going to get special goodies that somebody who never flies is going to get, not going to get those benefits. So it looks like,
Okay.
so discount band looks like Grace gets a medium discount. Um, Eve gets a low discount. I guess that's kind of what's going on there. So how many units were sold? What was the price? Um, Sale price. So that units sold manufacturing price, sale price, discounts. Okay. Um, okay, let me just do a little math check here. Okay, 265. Okay, that matches. Okay. All right, that matches. So this gross sales number is saying, okay, what was the sales price of the unit? And it was 168.30. Okay. Um, and 168.30 times 1575 is 265.72. We just validated that.
Yeah.
Um, it looks like, though, I'm going to do another sanity check here. So I'm going to do this minus this. 339. Okay, there's my discount, right? So it looks like they're in the medium discount band. Cost of goods sold, that would be how much did it cost to make this junk? So we're going to do how many units times manufacturing price. Okay, 632. Good, that matches. Okay, now
Hmm.
profit, right? Profit is um, I got it. Okay, so profit is going to be sales, right? Which is sales discounted minus cost
Hmm.
of goods sold is 201,512. Okay, so that all matches. Then what they've done is they've taken this 201,000, divided it by 1,000 because it's just easier. They just moved the decimal point over three to the left.
Hmm.
And here we go. So we were wondering if this is June or not. So 6/1 is
Oh,
June.
yep.
Yeah, so 6/1's June and second quarter, right? So January, February, March, that's first quarter. April, May,
Yep.
June, second quarter, and then we've got the year. Okay. So good news. I understand what the heck's going on here. Okay.
Good. I'm glad at least someone
All
does.
right. So I'm going to label this original raw data. Okay. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to go to our little instruction sheet. Where is it? Oh, here we go. I was
You
bouncing.
know, I wish that my brain that I could use this side of my brain with numbers and data
Okay.
and stuff, but that's just not how I'm wired. So,
That's
and
okay.
that's okay.
Don't worry about it. All right. Don't worry about it. And I've only been doing this for like 30 years, so
Exactly.
it's not you're watching somebody that's built 1 million houses, and this is like how do you cut a board? So it's
Yeah,
really so
exactly.
don't feel bad. Um, all right, so it looks like we got to be able to answer all this junk. All right. So the first thing is total sales. All right, so what I had suggested is that we will want to use a pivot table.
Okay.
Uh, so this is going to sort of blow your mind, but I'm recording this and I'll send you the recording so you can watch this 1 million times. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I do is I'm going to click anywhere in this database or data set. And
Okay.
then I'm going to go to Insert, Pivot Table, and it's going to grab this whole data set, 999 records and however many
Okay.
columns. Okay. And then it says, do you want to do the pivot table in a new worksheet or an existing one? Well, I always like to do it in a new, most of the time in a new one, just because it clarifies things a little bit. Okay. So I click OK. And now I've got a new tab or worksheet, and I'm going to call this pivot table. All right. So um, our first question, in fact, what we could do, why don't we do this right here? We'll just make it easy. So the first one is, what is total sales? So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to answer the question, what is total sales? All right. So um, here we see sales. Okay. We see this column. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm assuming that total sales, we can get into the detail before you turn this in later, but
Hmm.
I'm assuming when they say total sales, I would probably relabel this and you've got gross sales. I'd probably call this net sales because I've taken the discount out. Okay. Um, but we'll worry about that later. So what I want to do is I want to have in a very summary fashion, I want to have what are the total sales for all 999 records. So what I've got here is this little they call this a pivot table fields. And these fields are basically the column headers. So like you see segment over here,
Oh, okay. I got you.
there's segment, and then you got customer ID. And this is just basically all the column headers taken from across, and then they're just top to bottom. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, so, so that just sort of orients you on what the heck this is.
Hmm.
Now what we've got is we've got these four quadrants. And what we basically are saying is I can take this field, like segment field, and I can pull that down into this lower left quadrant called rows. And all of a sudden now I've got these different segments, right? So
Mm,
right? So,
okay.
let me show you another little Excel trick. So I can click on this header and I go filter. Now what I can do is, this is separate from the pivot table. I can click on this and now I can select any of these drop downs. So let's say I just want to look at direct sales. Boom. Now I just got
Oh.
Yeah. So now I just got direct. Let's say I want to look at direct and franchise. Oh, okay. Now I just got those two, right?
Hmm.
So that's kind of this filter thing is really helpful. If you just say, hey, I don't want to look at everything. I just want to look at certain records or certain transactions. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I showed you that only to say when we click on segment, there's direct, franchise, blah, blah, blah. Well, I pulled segment in here, direct, franchise, online. So this just provides me with a summarized view of this field, which is segment. Okay. So you're like, okay, big whoop. Well, big whoop. Okay. Well, here's the big whoop. So if I'm going to move this up here and we can make everything pretty later. But if mission number one is total sales, then I'm going to grab sales right here. I would call
Hmm.
this net sales. And I'm going to pull this down here to this Remember what sigma is in math? That's summation.
Oh, yeah.
That's a summation. So I'm pulling that down here, and lo and behold, here's my sum of sales. That,
Oh,
okay. And what I want to do, because this is really hard to read, is I'm going to click on dollars, and I'm going to get rid of the cents. And so what it seems to be is that total sales, whoops, is 108 million. Okay. Now I can check if I don't trust that that is what it's what it what it says. I can go over here in the other tab and I can just click on sales. And as I highlight it, look down here at the bottom. Here's my
oh, yeah.
108, 148, 185. 108, 148, 185. So
Yep.
so I'm like, hey man, I think I'm good. So
Yep.
so I would say this is just the first pass, right? I would say, hey man, I think we might actually have that. Now, what you can do is you could make that pretty if you wanted to have a chart, Okay, so let's say we're going to have a pivot chart. It's not very exciting when you've only got one thing, right? I mean, okay, there's a bar. Doesn't It's not very exciting. Now, I'm not saying we would do this, but if let's say that question one was total sales by segment, then I could drag this down, and all of a sudden I've got sum of sales by segment, and then I could click on this, and all of a sudden, um, now I've got a chart. Okay. So,
Okay, so the segment is going like saying where it was sold.
yeah, so it looks
Like it
like,
was,
yeah, so direct sales would have been like, hey, I went and I knocked on Devon's door. Boom, here it is, and you wrote me a check for 21 million bucks.
yeah, okay.
But you've got franchises, obviously. It's like McDonald's
Yeah,
selling online, retail, somebody walks in, and maybe it's like a company store retail, and then wholesale, where we sold to like a big warehouse, and then the warehouse sold it
okay.
to somebody else. So these are what I would call these channels, but your instructor may not call it like that. But what's interesting here is we can add the dollar amounts, right? We can make like uh, if we wanted that to be red, whoops, we could make them all red, or I could make that one. I could make this one blue if I wanted to do that. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that we can do to make it pretty. If
It looks like you've used Excel a time or two.
just just 20 years, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So anyway, the good news is I think, we'll just do the quick and dirty pass right now, but I think this might actually answer number one, which would be cool, right? Now, I mean,
Yeah,
again, this ain't a dashboard, but this gives us sort of the ingredients that we'll need for a dashboard.
yeah.
Total profit. Okay, let's take a look at that. So if we said, okay, number two. All right, so I think, yeah, there we go. Why he did that. All right. So total profit. Well, let me show you something cool. So I can highlight this whole pivot table, hit Control C, and then hit Control V. And now I've got the identical pivot table, but in another instance. So I say, okay, man, this was total sales. I'm gonna move that up, and I'm gonna do profit. Um, pull that down. There we go. So my
That is crazy.
Isn't that cool? So
I mean, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, it does it right there for you.
yeah, so 108, we already proved that that made sense. Let's look at profits, 78 million. So I'm going to go highlight profit. There's my 78 million right there. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So I feel like I got that one. Okay. Profit percentage. Ooh, he's getting all tricky on us. Look at that. Okay, profit percentage. Um, Not 100% sure what they mean by that. I'm gonna put that in yellow. Okay, units sold. That one's pretty straightforward. So, we'll come back to number three later. Let's do number four. Units sold. I'm gonna leave space for three, whatever that means. All right, so number four, units sold. I'm going to copy this. Now, one thing we have to recognize is that while the measurement up here was in dollars, I don't measure units in dollars. I measure units in integers or, so number of units sold, I'm going to pull that down. I can change this from dollars to, I'm actually just going to change it to just a regular number, and I'm going to get rid of the extra decimal points. So units sold, 1,027,000. Let's check that. There it is. So
Yep.
we can feel good about that. That one feels like we got that one, at least for a first pass. Top selling product. All right. So let's, we might, um, you know what? We might be able to do these all except for profit percentage. I'm not sure my brain's awake enough to figure that one out right now.
That's all good. That's
Let's see.
all good.
Number five, top selling product. All right. So
And I can always email her just to be like, hey, what exactly are you looking, if I need to.
yeah, maybe. Like I said, it may be explained somewhere in here, but my brain's it's kind of like your phone. My brain's on like 2%. So I'm
Right. Yep. I get that.
top selling products. So what I can do here is I'm going to copy that dude right now.
Mhm.
Um, I'm going to move this up a little bit so it's just even. Now, what I'm wanting is product. So what is the product I'm looking for? Um, I don't know if it's product name or product ID. Let's just say product name. I don't know. All right, so product name. There we go. I'm going to pull that down. Now, a problem we've got here is that, um, I'm sorry, scratch that. Um, I need sum of units, but I neglected to do this. I need to pull product name down here. Okay. So if top selling product, what I don't know is that in terms of units, I'm assuming it is. And so if it is, then we can call this product name. Okay. We can just put that in over here. And then it looks like these are fairly evenly distributed, but the looks like Gizmo is the highest top selling product. Now, one thing
Hmm.
that's kind of cool is we could leave it just like this, and we could say, "Oh, okay, well, let's make a pretty little chart." Okay, well, we can do that. We'll do this, and maybe we'll do that, and we'll go, "Oh, okay." Yep, it looks like Gizmo is the highest one. We could add data labels on there and get rid of these lines 'cause they're a little ugly. hey, it looks like Gizmo. I mean, heck, we could even like make it in green so everybody knows, like, oh, that's the highest selling one or whatever. Now, one thing I like to do, well, we don't need this legend because you can already see what it is. Now, one thing you can
Hmm.
do is you can right click on this column and sort high to low. And I like that because
Oh yeah.
now it's really easy. It's like, hey man, I don't have to be that smart. I can just look at this thing and say, hey man, 322 is bigger than all the rest of these. So
Right.
it's sorted high to low,
Yep.
and you can look at the chart and you could even do, okay, top selling. Okay, so now we've got something that we could like put that, copy and paste it into a PowerPoint, and that would be like part of our dashboard or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
so
I like that. Yeah.
I know we're going at a high rate of speed, but I'll send you this.
Yeah.
Um,
And
we
I'll
can,
keep watching this and watching it, so it'll be fine.
yeah, we got that. Um, let's do this last one, and I think Grandpa's about shutting down here. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Grandpa.
Grandpa's getting sleepy over here. No disrespect. Yeah, I can't stay up like I used to.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
get that.
So sales and profit by month. Oh man. Well, now you're giving me something, trying to give me something tough, huh? So, all right. So I'm going to move this down. I'm going to do sales and profit by month. All right. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to pull down, let's do, I am assuming it's net sales and profit. All right. And now I've got month. So now I've got sales and profit by month. Look at that. So
Nice.
108 matches my 108 and my 78 matches my 78. You can do it that way. You might want to do it. Ugh, actually, that's pretty ugly. Let's not do that. Yeah, this is the best way to do it. All right, so we can put in month, and then we can do sum of sales, sum of profit. We can build a little chart. Um, we could do something like that. So you could say, oh, okay, we could sort of infer that, it looks like sales and profits seem to be sort of moving in a similar direction, which of course makes a lot of sense. Um, I
Hmm.
would I would actually prefer to um, change this. I'd prefer to make sum of profit a line, and then maybe actually put this secondary axis. So the reason why I did that is I was trying to kind of see, were there any instances where, um, well, actually, I wouldn't, I didn't construct this right. So that's not really adding any value. Sorry. But here's a way that you could look at this and you could say, here are sales and profit by month. You can get rid of these. You can add labels here. Now, one of the things that's, um, yeah, they put profit in thousands. So if like, let's say we wanted to just look at profit, then what we would do is we would say, okay, I'm going to get rid of sales. I'm just going to look at profit, um, but I'm going to do it in thousands. And now it's a lot easier. I'm not dealing with all those different digits. I've got 11.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. So
Hmm.
sometimes that's a little bit easier. Um, and that's why they provided that here. But for the purposes of what we're trying to do to be the letter of the law, this would be what I think they'll want here. The last thing I'll show you, and then I think I'll probably sign off, is
Yeah.
so if let's say I think somewhere in the document it said, hey, you can put it in a PowerPoint, you're gonna present it and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So here's a dashboard report. This is in PowerPoint, and then we say top selling product. I mean, we could just, and we could go uh, copy. And then what I would do is I would do paste as a picture. And now, it's, I can make it bigger if I want. I probably would, I can crop this. I don't know if you know how you can crop stuff, but it's like, hey man, I don't really want, I just want to show the main part. So boom, there I go. Now,
Okay.
yeah, I mean that's a neat little trick where you can just take the image that you've pasted and you just trim it and hey, there's our top selling product. This is our sales and profit by month.
Wait, now how did you just get it to go straight to there?
Um,
From the
what?
ex from the ex you were on the spreadsheet and then it just oh, are you just going jumping back and forth?
Yeah, I'm just jumping back and forth.
Okay. I thought you like clicked the button and it automatically took you straight there. I was like, wait, what? You're jumping back and forth. Okay.
No,
All right.
I don't know. You probably have a Mac.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, in PC, if I hit Alt Tab, then I can toggle between any of these windows. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
So I can just copy this and I'm gonna do paste as an image. Hey, there's my sales and profit by month. I can make it bigger so it's a little easier to see. Um, so there you go.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Man, you just like zoom through that, but again, I know you've done it a time or two. So, but yeah, I appreciate it because I I would have been like I have absolutely no idea how to even start this thing. So that is a huge help.
No, it's trust me, it's a lot of fun. I can almost do it in my sleep. And I think the way that, obviously to have integrity is to show you this and then I'll send you the recording. And then, you learn it and then in a year you'll be teaching somebody else how to do it.
Yeah, well, and I do want to do it, because